Hello YouTubers, welcome back to Pancreas Studio. Today I bring you Iron Wheel and Matic from TFC. Basically, these are TFC's interpretation on G1 Ironhide and Ratchet, which are supposed to be fitting the masterpiece scale. The packages are different from previous TFC's products. They're kind of more mysterious. You cannot see the actual products before opening the package. Besides the standard bio card and the instruction booklet, you're gonna get 2 pieces of tiny paper for each toy, telling you to be cautious on the rear view mirrors. And you really should be. The robot mode is kind of blocky to say the least, and it's a solid figure apart from 2 tiny panels on the lower legs. They're just hanging there without a peg to lock them into position, which bugs me. And the head sculpt. Let's talk about the head sculpt, which I love. See the light piping? Just light go right through the bull eyes, and it's amazing. The overall style and expression on the face just feels like Ironhide. You can tell that, and I like it. The shoulders are big blocks. They're typical TFC style, and they did a nice job in picking up characters actually. G1 Ironhide and Ratchet both have such a blocky profile. The torso section is a nice design. I just hope the panel with the bumper can be folding a little bit more. The lower legs look nice. They're not hollow, which is important. The side views. You can tell there's no wheel reviewed. A very nice touch from a design standpoint of view. I love that. You can see a profile like a curvature on the lower legs, indicating there's a wheel inside. Again, a very smart arrangement. From the back, the robot looks clean with almost zero backpack. The head sculpt of Ratchet is just as good as Ironhide's. It looks nice, it looks like Ratchet, and he's smiling. I guess a doctor's smiling face suggests everything is fine, while Ironhide is always prepared to do some serious damage. The big red cross on the shoulder indicates his profession, a medic. The transparent plastic on the chest reveals the inner structure. Actually, apart from the head sculpt and weapons, Ratchet looks quite similar to Ironhide. They have been so closely bonded ever since G1 series. Turning him around, you can see the light on the back, which is something Ironhide does not possess, and something helps to distinguish the vehicle mode even more. The articulation is pretty standard. The head is on a ball joint, looking in different directions, no problem. Rotations on the arm, you can feel almost every click. Also a little bit back and forth swivel, can be lifted up sideways. The forearms, apart from standard articulation, can be collapsed a little bit to cover the hollow portion on the elbow. I didn't show that in the video, but I can definitely do that. The hands are different. The left hand on Ironhide is more articulated with ball joints on each finger and thumb. As to the right hand of Ironhide, it's just the standard MP hand with 4 fingers folding together. Regarding the waist, it can rotate quite smoothly and also has a little bit back and forth motion. Helps to create more dynamic poses, but sometimes the panel on torso just becomes unlocked. The articulation on the lower body is also pretty standard. The side joints are quite strong, keeping the legs in different directions very securely, and also side kicks no problem. And of course you get rotation of the leg, knee bending 90 degree or almost 90 degree from the side view. As to the feet, there's some problems. You can see it's kind of on a ball joint with free motion, but the distance between the foot and the lower leg is just not enough. Plus the heel is quite huge, so the contribution of the feet on the overall articulation is actually quite limited. Another problem in terms of articulation comes from the side joints, which as I mentioned is very tight. But the problem is you can either set him in a straight standing position just like G1 toy, or you can split the legs like this, which is a little bit more from my take. My solution for this is setting Ironhide or Ratchet in a straight standing position and rotate the leg a little bit to make it looks more natural. As mentioned, the two hands are different, and hands on these two figures can actually be swapped. Two shoulder panels here and there can be flipped over a certain angle, serving as extra armor or missile launcher type of things. As to the backpack, there are different options to arrange it. Like if you keep it straight, it will provide more room for back and forth motion of the waist, but it's kind of floppy. So I'd like to angle it a bit to make it more solid. And there are gimmicks on the forearms, just like many other official Masterpiece toys. On the right forearm, there's a sensor type of things. On the left forearm, the panel is tricky to open, and my approach is to open the entire panel and then review the control board for laptop maybe. For the hands, both hands can be rotated and well stored into the forearms, but before doing that, you have to make a firm fist. It may take a bit effort, especially for the articulating hands, since all the fingers are on ball joints. After the rotation, you can see a pack there which serves as a multifunction male connector, which can connect with a weapon of course, and also serving as a locking mechanism during transformation. The pistol has a relatively short grip, but still it can be firmly held. As to the big rifle, it definitely looks badass, but maybe Ironhide has such a big chest and his arms are not long enough, and we have to constantly pay attention and be cautious about a rear view mirror, which makes it really hard to have Ironhide holding the rifle by two hands in a natural way. Ratchet of course has a different set of weapons, or rather repairing tools. One can be attached on the forearms, which looks quite cool, and another white pistol can be firmly held in a hand. You can even shake the whole figure, and you can see the weapon can still be firmly held in spite of the short grip. Size-wise, it's big. It's supposed to be on a Masterpiece scale, so it's naturally bigger than a Voyager class Motormaster. Next to Masterpiece Blue Streak, it's Blue Streak, right? I think they look pretty nice together, but if you scrutinize, style differences will still be noticed. The transformation is quite involving, and it's not that complex to freak you out like some other toys. Actually, I always like TFC's design. I sometimes do not agree with their approach of painting, their selection of color, but I always dig their transformation design. These two guys are of no exception. All the joints and the hinges are tight, so it does take some effort to make the transformation happen, but the whole process is very enjoyable. So basically, they're that kind of toy that you can keep next to your laptop, so any idle period or after a tough brainstorm for a project, you can pick it up, transform it without putting too much effort into that, and then feeling inspired and relaxed, get back to work. So in brief, the transformation here is inspiring, but not a burden. It might sound crazy, but it's exactly what I feel. Talking back to the transformation, I haven't really begun talking about the transformation in detail, how different panels are moved and relative to each other and things like that. I think that's important, but more often than not, the footage itself is clear enough to show you all the process. What I would like to input here is my personal feeling and interpretation. But to be more informative or professional, let's really talk about transformation. So check it out, I just collapsed the lower leg to the side. Turn it around, open the red panel, and then flip another red panel like 90 degrees to free enough room for the forefoot to be stored in such a space. This is quite smart a move and my favorite part of the transformation. And after connecting the two legs together, it's kind of hard actually, it's very tight. Then what you're gonna do is to lift up the rear portion while keeping it at a right angle in relative to the front parts, and of course close panels on both sides. Rotate the arm 180, you can see the panel on there, flip it over to cover the hollow portion, and then collapse it down a little bit. You can see now the two arms are on different level. Swing it down by 90 degrees, and you can see down there is a pack and pack hole You connect them together. Actually, there are different packs and pack holes on different axes. You have to manage to lock them almost simultaneously. Again, takes some effort, but not much. And before connecting the central piece together with the arm, you better swing the other arms in and put it in the right position and just squeeze all the panels together. And the plastic on this toy seems durable and thick enough for such squeezing. Okay, after that, all the panels should be aligned with each other nicely. That means the transformation is complete. The vehicle mode looks really nice. It's a dead solid van or an ambulance. Putting them next to Masterpiece Wheeljack actually looks quite nice. They match even better compared to the robot mode. Although size-wise, it may be a little bit off, but to be honest, I can live with that. The painting jobs and the detailed panel lines are nicely arranged. Again, the rear view mirrors, there's no rotations or whatsoever on that, so just be cautious. The transparent window revealing the inner structure, which makes Ratche less realistic from my point of view. Of course, the light and red cross is something Ironhide does not have. The bumpers are nicely chromed, and in general, I think there's more painting details on Ratche than Ironhide. From the side view, you can tell there's still plenty of panel lines. Rubber tires, I like that, which makes both vehicles roll smoothly and quietly. On the back, you have space for the license plate, and the rear bumpers are also well chromed. The robot parts are so well hidden, even from the bottom, you can hardly tell it can transform into a robot. Okay, I guess you can hear the background, it's a real ambulance. What a coincidence. Oh, by the way, what I did not show here is the little pistol for Ironhide can actually be hidden inside of the van, just between the robot arms. Combiners are nice, but it kind of becomes overwhelming during the past years. Having some standalone figures representing the core members in G1 cartoon would be great. So I'm happy to see more and more third-party companies have been involved into the design of masterpiece scale toys. And it is always fascinating to see how the same character can be interpreted in different manners. So far, the official MP toys seem more G1 accurate, while the third-party MP equivalents have more Studio Ox style. I cannot wait comparing TFC Iron Wheel with Scar Tommy Ironhide.